fire that remembers. Long ago, in a quiet village nestled between tall mountains and a deep dark forest, there lived a young boy named Ember. He was small for his age, with bright eyes that always seemed to be searching for something no one else could see. The villagers called him curious. Some even called him strange, but Ember didn't mind. He loved listening to the elders tell stories by the fire at night, especially the ones about the old magic that once lived in the world. One evening, as the cold wind whispered through the trees, the village storyteller, an old woman named Hesta, spoke of a legend. Long ago, she said, her voice crackling like the flames, there was a fire that remembered. It was not like the fires we know. This one held memories, secrets of the past. Some say it could show you things if you knew how to listen. Ember leaned forward, his heart beating fast. Where is this fire now? He asked. Hesta sighed. No one knows. It was lost long ago. Some say it hides in the heart of the Black Mountain, where no one dares to go. Others say it was swallowed by the earth itself. That night, Ember couldn't sleep. The thought of the fire that remembers burned in his mind. He decided then he would find it. The next morning, before the sun had even touched the sky, Ember packed a small bag with bread, cheese, and a flask of water. He slipped out of his house, his boots crunching on the frost-covered ground. The village was still asleep, but Ember knew the way to the Black Mountain. He had heard the stories. The mountain was dangerous, filled with winding caves and creatures that lurked in the shadows. But he didn't care. The journey was long. The forest grew darker the deeper he went, the trees twisting into strange shapes. Birds called out in sharp, unfamiliar cries. Ember walked for hours, his legs aching, until finally he reached the foot of the Black Mountain. Its peak was hidden in thick gray clouds, and the rocks were sharp as knives. He climbed carefully, his fingers scraping against the cold stone. The wind howled around him, but he pressed on. Then, just as his strength was beginning to fade, he saw it. A small opening in the rock, barely big enough for a child to slip through. Ember crawled inside. The cave was dark, so dark he could barely see his own hands. But then, far ahead, he noticed a faint glow. His heart leaped. He moved toward it, the air growing warmer with each step. And then he found it. In the center of the cave, burning without wood or fuel, was a small, golden flame. It flickered gently, as if breathing. Ember knelt before it, his hands trembling. "Hello," he whispered. The flame pulsed, and suddenly images began to swirl within it. Faces, places, moments from long ago. Ember saw them all. He saw the village as it once was, filled with laughter and light. He saw Hesta as a young girl, listening to stories just as he had. He saw the world before the wars, before the forgetting. But then he saw something else, a shadow creeping at the edges of the flame. A dark figure, watching. The fire flickered wildly, as if afraid. A voice, deep and cold, spoke from the darkness. "So, you have found it." Ember turned. A man stood there, tall and cloaked in black. His eyes were empty, like two pits of night. "The fire remembers," the man said. "But memories can be stolen, and I have come to take them." Ember felt fear grip his heart, but he stood his ground. "No," he said. "These memories belong to everyone. You can't have them." The man laughed. "Brave words, little one, but bravery will not save you." He reached out a hand, and the flame dimmed, as if being drained. Ember didn't think. He lunged forward, placing himself between the man and the fire. "Go away!" he shouted. And then something strange happened. The flame grew brighter, hotter. It wrapped around Ember's hands, not burning him, but filling him with warmth. The dark man hissed, stepping back. "You cannot protect it forever," he snarled. And with that, he vanished into the shadows. The cave was silent. The fire burned steady once more. Ember sat there for a long time, watching the memories dance in the flame. He knew then what he had to do. Carefully, he cupped his hands around the fire. To his surprise, it lifted easily, like a feather. It did not burn him. He carried it out of the cave, down the mountain, through the forest, back to his village. The people gasped when they saw him, a boy holding fire in his bare hands. Hesta stepped forward, her eyes wide. "You found it," she whispered. Ember nodded. "And I brought it back." From that day on, the fire that remembers burned in the center of the village. The people gathered around it every night, listening as it whispered stories of the past. And though the dark man still lurked at the edges of their world, he could not touch the flame, not while Ember and the villagers kept it safe. And so the fire remembered, and so did they. The end.